Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the third part here of Burning Crowns. Burning Wheel role-playing game of fun and misfortune. Cool. So we just had a cool scene between Sulius and Mason working out what's going on between each other, their motivations, and they reached an agreement.
Do we want to wrap that scene up before we move on, or should we cut this one and then cut back? Because
I think we should probably wrap that up.
We should just
Aurelius
wrap that up.
An explanation.
Yep, Aurelius gets an explanation now.
All right, so you may ask your question, and Mason shall answer the best as they're able. Honestly.
What did the Raven tell you? Why is he here? Why not anyone else? What information is he sharing?
So when you ask that, dude, is Aurelius referring to what did the Raven tell me while I was speaking to the spirit here? Or do you refer to when the two of us talked to him initially and you walked at Mason's state?
That is completely up to Mason on how you want to interpret that. Aurelius strictly does not know that you communicated with the spirit. He just assumes that you did and is trying to make.
All right, yeah, I will tell you.
Gambit.
The Raven showed me the Valley of Fire. In the Valley of Fire lies a truth that needs uncovering. One of the many secrets of the world that has gone unspoken for too long. I mean to go there in the future. Hopefully when whatever miracles we shall work together in the south has reached a point where travel can be allowed, I shall go to the Valley of Fire, and I shall find this truth that he could not pass to me in life, and so pass to me in death.
Do you know what this secret is?
I do not, but I believe it is intrinsically connected to the death of so many people in such small a place. Have you ever heard a real echo, my friend? Have you ever shouted from a mountaintop? Have you ever roared into a dark tunnel? There are echoes such as that are not of sound, but of the world. Such echoes can have a profound effect on the looking glass of the real world. An echo such as that generated by thousands of people dying in a conflagration. I dare not assume the exact truth of what I will find there, but I do know that it's bad, and I do know that if I don't find it, in the future someone else will uncover it, and then I cannot stand responsible for what happens. So I must find it on my own.
Be careful, Mason.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Be careful that you are not doing exactly what you seek to avoid. Be careful that uncovering this thing is not Rovagug working his will through the Raven, working his will through you. And yeah, I'll walk out. That's the exit.
Right, so I squeeze your arm as you move past me on the way out, in a touchy, friendly gesture, as to show I appreciate it, and then we wrap the scene.
Swan.
Perfect.
I know. I have a little banking I want to get started on, Eric.
Yeah, you do.
And I want to start by saying I'm setting my obstacle low enough that my friends, if they want to help out, will get relevant tests towards their resources.
Oh, really?
I like that you're baiting that out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know. I could have made it higher, but I'm actually going to go lower and make things harder for myself in the process. So here's the scene. Swan is walking down a hallway and putting on his tinted sunglasses with his coat flared out, and there's tailors measuring him for new outfits as he's taking pens out of a holster and just signing contracts. People are moving towards him as the Beastie Boys Sabotage theme is playing. And my question is, if you guys want to help me on the next couple of resources rolls, are you there also getting new outfits?
Yes and no. So what is the pitch here? When Swan comes asking for help, what is he asking for help in doing?
I'm confused.
It's I would like to raise money for a fund whereby we kick puppies. Everyone gets a puppy they can freely kick. Then I would be like, no. But
Swan's pitch comes in the form of a RSVP to a tailor shop. And it is a request if you would like new outfits, but also to discuss funding for a how to put this, for a logistics company that will be the backbone of the state. If you would like to be involved in that process.
So create the backbone of what we're doing down south.
Yes.
Yeah, Mason will totally throw into that.
All right. Well, I'm curious as to what kind of outfits you guys are getting tailored for.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right?
Sabotage.
The North Tower kind of collapsed.
Yes, it did.
And I am at we wind forward. Some time has passed. Mason has dug what they can out of the rubble and salvaged what can be salvaged and burnt the rest. So right now I only own the clothes I wear, which is the shitty threadbare fucking road garments I wore at the start of the game. So I would totally get fitted for new clothes. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but what kind of clothes, mate? What kind of clothes?
Let's see. I think actually I wrote something about that.
Swan's all about the black, gold, and red right now. That's his new jam.
It's not a bad look.
Don't feel the need to go with him because it's not going to be a uniform. He's getting his Hokage coat on.
Delightful. All right, so okay, you first, Sulius.
Yeah, I'm going just full Pope with it. All whites, definitely just layered robes, essentially. I'm imagining kind of less modern Catholic church type thing and more sort of an ancient Roman type feel to it. So it would maybe be most reminiscent of the things that people wear at graduation, the speakers, have those extra fancy
epaulets. Yeah.
Every morning, do people slaughter a bull and paint your a red circle in your face with its blood?
but just straight white, except for obviously the golden chain that hangs out in front.
All right. I think I shall do something in contrast to that then. I shall make I shall have two things commissioned. One, I shall have a costume or a outfit completely 100% similar to the one drawn in the wonderful artist rendering by our very good friend, made so that I can have an outfit just like that, exactly like that. And then my second outfit shall be for more formal occasion, where I still want to go muted, but I want to provide a contrast to Aurelius. I'm gonna foil him by having, let's see, black and dark gray brocade doublé on a jerkin of treated black leather tied with a belt, worn over white cotton shirt, black deerskin gloves, black horse-skin hose, and high riding boots. And if that is not painting a picture in your head, then you need to play The Witcher 3 more, because I'm basically dressing myself like Yennefer.
Listen, you're not Yennefer in any way. Don't even try to get close.
No, I'm not. I'm much cooler.
No, not even close.
Them's fighting words.
You're more like Philippa Eihart. That's all I have to say.
Well, you're White Mike, okay? That's what you come at me, bro.
Right, let's make these tests.
So, I feel like if anyone's ever watched Death Note, they always have scenes of dramatic writing. The dude is just sweating as he's writing. Papers are flying everywhere. That's what's happening here.
I go. There's a servant girl walking past. I grab a potato chip off of a platter she has and stuffs it in Swan's mouth dramatically and break it off.
So the first thing I want to do is make an OB4 test for 2 cash die.
Yeah, cash dice. I was gonna say, okay,
Yes.
OB4 sounds like cash dice. Yep.
Yep.
For you, I'm like, well, that's certainly not a set of armor or a new weapon, so it's got to be cash dice.
Let me ask.
So let's start some cash dice here.
Are we aiming at the roll to make our affiliation?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Because I have a different way of helping with that.
if I don't need to use my call on here, I'm going to try to go for a 5D fund and use that fund to next time start purchasing things.
Cool.
Okay.
Like, for instance, the king would like a new castle at some point, and
Castles
so would
are
I.
expensive.
And so would the Goramites. So I feel like having a 5D fund would be really important towards that goal.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm getting 2 helping die. I also have a 3-die fund, and that gives me 12 dice.
What is
First
the
ob
here?
4.
4.
It's green.
Cool. Yes, it is.
Oh, just got it.
I don't know if I want to spend fate.
It's a fate,
I'm
though.
actually so low on fate. I'm just gonna pass that. And now
Yeah, you
comes
don't
the
need
big
to.
thing.
Yeah, you
Now
got
that
it.
Cash is like, would I have the scene be like a Doctor Strange when everything goes all fractal? It's just dollar bills floating through the air towards us. It's all like, woo.
This roll was made for us to acquire what again?
2 die of cash, which I'm then going to spend to make the
5-die cash fund.
5-die
Right.
cash.
Are you the Swan of Wall Street? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. A 5D fund is 11 dice.
Can he do it?
Yeah, so do you guys want to help me on this one? And
Yes.
you will not get any test for this, I think, unless you
So
have...
here's the
challenge.
thing. I need to know this. So what's in the fiction is a 5-die cash fund. What are you setting up here?
I am literally... Okay, we've established that 4 die of cash, right? A 4-die fund is
a bank.
literally a mountain hold full of gold coins, right? Something like that. Replace
bank.
all of the single gold coins with gems, and that's what's going to happen here.
So what are you what form does it take in the fiction, right?
It's
Because I don't
literally
imagine
taking the
imagine
form-
you are buying money. That seems like a weird thing.
It sounds like he's literally buying a ton of gems.
Yes, I'm using all of my resources just to be like, boo, bring it in, boys. We're bringing everything in from
Well, I
the
think-
outside. Like,
Okay, I was gonna say
Have
it's a
you
little
heard
bit
of-
more of a montage of you like wheeling and dealing, selling businesses and stuff.
You
Yeah,
know what I
exactly.
imagine this
And like
looking
stocks and stuff.
but I really want it to end up with just a giant fucking pile of gems because
Yeah.
I'm always like, yeah, incomes and
No, like, so
taxes and
remember,
stuff.
do you
this
see-
time I wanted to be like, look, we could take a bath in this.
Yeah, like no, you see the you have that like short montage of you starting with like a bank of money, and then we see people like unloading a bunch of money, and you see like paperwork exchanging, and you see a bunch of people putting even more money in that place, and you see like giant wagons pulling out more money, and like just like you keep swapping your money higher and higher, like
If this
leveraging it.
succeeds, I
And
want
it's just
Swan
this
to end
montage.
laying in a pile of gems,
Yeah.
just being like
Alright.
rolling in it. Like,
Yeah,
So,
yeah, Scrooge
I
McDuck
basically,
style. Yeah,
You're paying someone to rob every old lady in the country, so we
That's
will
not
get
even
all
close to it.
the jewelry on the entirety of Brevoy. Okay, I am with you on this. I'll help you.
What
Uh,
about you, Sam?
I will definitely help, but I do want to point out that this is exactly like Ron Swanson investing heavily in
Exactly.
gold, buried
Yeah,
all
I
over
know.
body.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's
I know,
throw some
I'm
dice.
amazing. All right, so it's difficulty 11, and I have 2 more dice this time, which means I have 14. Yes, that sounds correct.
You also have a call-on trait.
can you add 2 different funds to the same roll?
No,
No, only one
No,
fund per roll.
only
One
one
fund.
fund per roll, which is
So-
why I'm taking my 3
So
die fund and
your
kinda
resource-
setting it aside.
Your resources is 6. You're adding
Right.
5 dice to it because of your fund. You're adding
No,
2
I'm
additional
adding
help
3 die
dice.
for my fund. I have a trait called Affinity for Business, which gives me 4, and then 2 for my friends, which is 6, and 2 for cash die, which is 8.
Check. Okay, check.
Just to put this on you, AP, if you want to use this fund in the future, you may also want to buy something like an armored wagon or something. Because
Don't
That's
worry,
the-
I told you about that. I'm gonna literally go south in my war
So it's-
wagon. We're
Oh
working
yeah,
on
it's
it,
14. So that's a red.
bud. But I
9.
have fate, so I'm gonna start with that.
Don't you have Pennywise?
I do, but I want to start with fate.
dude, don't
What?
use fate now.
All
Use your call-on, because the call-on could generate more 6s.
1,
Yeah,
2,
that's a good point.
3, 4, 5.
So Pennywise rerolls. It's a call on, so it rerolls all failures. Correct.
Right,
Pennywise
so
rerolls
it's
all
rerolling
failures.
the 5 failures I have.
Yeah.
5d6. I just need 2 successes. And
Got
I
it.
don't-
Nice.
No sixes though.
Okay, so I now have a 5D fund that's just called Mountain Hold Full of Gems.
You also have every dwarf in the entire world goes, huh?
I will say, like, across the planet, like every dwarf raises their head like dramatically to the middle distance, being like,
and I'll work on this giant pile of money next time to start buying things with it, Eric.
Naturally,
yeah, that's good.
I will send you the list of things I want to buy, and you tell me whether you want to do it individually or just this one giant purchase. But yeah,
I typically prefer one giant purchase.
Scrooge McDuck through a giant pile of emeralds and pushing them over on top of lapis lazules.
Yeah.
Yes, likewise.
Oh, yes, this is amazing.
I am getting in on that. I am so getting in on that. Like,
I've never had this much money before. Thank Abadar.
I imagine like swimming through it and Mason being like, money is vain. It's meaningless. All of this stuff matters nothing. Let me do the backstroke.
I'm like, Mason, wait, watch this. And then I gesture for one of the guards to like unveil a bullseye lantern so it shines on the pile of money and everything just starts glittering.
Glowing and sparkling.
My God.
It's full of stars.
Abadar, it's beautiful.
You know what this is? This is the overblown, it's like 1% of the 1% version of Swan and Mason being high and listening to like inspired music. But instead we're just lying on a pile of jewels, be like, wow, the world is so amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Where do you think all the light comes from?
Amazing.
Lovely. It's a good role.
Excellent.
I would love to do some oratory now. I would like to gather a crowd, Eric, if you're okay with that.
Sure. What's your intent?
All right, so here's my intent. Mason has kind of gotten in on the dragon ship thing, but not enough that I think I'm going to get persona on it. So I want to like go to a crowd of people that my bards have prepared for me and be like, we're going south. I want you to come with me and build dragon ships. Engineers, mages, witchers, sorceresses, everything. Carpenters.
Can I inform this by linking it to something I wanted to do?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a good way to make the crowd appear.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Which is that I wanted to start writing some edicts with my writing teacher here. And maybe like one of these edicts is like about how his Radiance, the Chosen One, Marquis Swan, is, maybe it's like generally like starting to outline some of the things he's going to say, like enough to like get people excited. It's like, like when a company will like announce the announcement, that's what I'm doing. Is that?
Oh my God, you're literally Twitter now. Hey guys, this is Nintendo here. We have an announcement that we're going to announce tomorrow.
So AP, just for you, in like I believe like in the fiction, it's hard to circle up mages, right? But what I could do for you is if you come at Mason again,
but I'm not circling them up.
I get it.
Guards are.
No, so yeah, right. But so what I'm saying to you is, if you come at me again, I will give you resistance because I didn't.
This is happening. Like,
cool. I didn't remember that you were that you had a belief about the dragon ship. So I will totally give you blowback on it if you come at me again.
Let's go to the scene where we're dusting the jewels off of us, leaving whatever a dark hold we have placed this money in, and the two of you are joining me, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to gather up some crowds over the next few days and start doing some speeches about going south, but I really want to emphasize the heart of this new nation. That heart is innovation and civilization, and I feel like those dragon ships are where it's at. I need to get some technical advisors.
You might be able to get it. I mean, I like Mason takes out out from a scroll tube, like produces your scrollings and being like, well, you would need a lot of skilled work to construct the mere framework of this. Never mind the actual magic to power it.
Carpenters, engineers, architects, the support staff, loggermen. And of course more mages. These are the people that I wish to attract to the cause. And Ronald isn't like saying, go find me these people, but he's kind of like implying it, and he's looking at both of you like, let's do this. Come on, guys. Come on.
So
pick up on this.
To do this, I need to consult my GM. Eric,
Yes.
it is my understanding from the fiction thus far that Mason is kind of unique in the sense that magic doesn't actually really exist. Like the sorcery has been gone for hundreds of years. There are no real practitioners, and Mason and their order. It turns out like their order was basically like
Other than the Thesean Eye, yes.
Yes. So with those guys gone, in the fiction of this setting, as far as Mason is aware,
There are no other magicians.
Okay, cool.
Other than other than Chelish demon binders, there's
summoning doesn't require you to be gifted, I think. So
yeah, exactly. Summoning exactly. So that's kind of the deal. That's kind of the rub.
All right. So in that case, could I make any kind of wisest test to establish that maybe somewhere I have heard of a rumor that there are someone who maybe like the Order of the Nethesian Eye also crypt magic off of like existing power sources to kind of retain the semblance of their power when Nethys went bye-bye. Like the rumor of the master of the Red Mountain, or something like those kinds of like vaguenesses.
Turns out he lives in the Valley of Fire.
You'll have to find. I think the best answer would actually be your mentor.
Oh.
And finding out the last parts of your mentor.
I could, you know what? Yes. So I think, if
you want to ask about the legends of someone who like one of the last people who knew magic, it'd be your mentor.
Yeah, that's okay. So that basically ties into my first belief about finding out about the vanishing.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Cool.
I feel like this is all related. So
okay. So when you say that, Swan, I look to you and I say, I am presently devoting most of my attention to finding out what happened to the rest of the practitioners of my craft in the future. And I look at you, actually, I add, that happens to coincide with what I talked to you about the dragons. In the future, I hope to be able to bring you good news about this. However...
All right, well, Sulius, let's talk about those carpenters.
However, I need to give you some blowback here, right? You can't, because you need to earn it. But I can't help but wonder. I see my involvement in this very clearly. But what do I get out of it?
You really think that the inventor of dragon ships, the one who helps enchant and power them, isn't going to be remembered for history?
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Think about flight.
I am actually doing that regularly. You have no idea.
So, Ronald's like, I'm so glad I can inspire you then. That is the essence of leadership.
Ronald, such a project like this could take a very long time.
Yes.
And as you well know, as we've talked about in the past, I have a lot of shit to do. And
yes,
not all.
So do I.
Yes, you do. Luckily, you need me, not the other way around. So I want something from you in return.
Have you been well compensated already, Mason?
I lean into you. I'm like, you have no idea. This job pays shit. Nothing. It's horrible.
Maybe
I disentangle myself from you, and I'm like, I've like shared a little secret with you there. So I look at you, Swan. How do I give some good blowback from this? I know actually.
Is it money that you need, Mason? Again, sorceress tools, perhaps. I know your castle got blown up.
I nod to you sadly. I'm like, yes, that is sadly the case. I would need more tools in the future. And hopefully this time, I say, like, we're getting a little bit of the hint of the old Mason back there. Hopefully this time without accusations of devil binding and trickery like that. You know the truth now. That was not I. Now,
I didn't think it was you that did that specific case. He was pretty explicit that it was, in fact, his fault.
Good. Just so we're clear.
Don't think I forgot about that rat swarm shit. I thought we were past that.
You need to wisen up, you wizened fool. Sorry. I like were it not for my craft there, we would not have succeeded. But the point remains, Swan. I need some stuff done, and I also need the quiet and luxurious comfort in which to do it.
Didn't I provide you with very, very nice horses from which to make some considerable cash?
From what I have learned, the the administrator is making half of them into glue. It's because it was a 2-die fund and it's gone down by 1 die. So
Your mismanagement is concerning, but
yes, I realize. However, what I need from you.
Shakes his head very sternly when he sees that you've mismanaged your fund.
Oh,
yeah, but we have to see that.
You now, Captain Oleg's trading post. Fuck up. Okay. Okay. Well, so
Rose doesn't know.
What I say to you, Swan, is you and I made a deal initially when we signed that contract whereby I should lead your armies. You offered me a very nice little piece of land.
Yes, about 3 miles.
Yes. I was thinking you should... What's the right word for 8 double something?
Octuple?
I was thinking you could octuple that.
To what point or purpose?
Well, as I said, I do need a significant amount of space to do my craft, hopefully in peace and quiet. And it would be also very nice if I could use my home, my privacy in our new country with your blessing to just keep people away legally, so I don't have to deal with that kind of bullshit. So you will grant me that. And, of course, as you said, I will need sorcerer's tools in the future, and you shall provide.
So
I don't want any of...
for quite a bit, actually.
You are asking me to produce flying ships, you moron! I mean, sorry. You are asking me to produce flying ships. It's a beautiful dream, truly it is. But I am not asking you for half of what you're asking me, and I am already overworked seeing to aiding your ambition. So...
What
you
if
will provide me
with a counter offer?
I will hear your counter offer.
You speak of being overworked. Now, I know that magic is rare, but I'm sure there are students of such things, correct? People who cannot use magic, but who know of it and could assist you. A sort of research team to do the things that you need done without actually needing to do them. Oversight.
I've heard of such people.
Yes.
Though rare though they be. Yeah.
What if I was to summon such a team to aid you?
See, that is what I'm asking you for, so that's not really a counteroffer. What I'm telling you, Ronald...
I don't remember you asking me for that ever.
Oh, no, that's actually what I'm saying right now. I'm saying you will provide me with what I need for my research.
All you said you needed was sorcerer's tools.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm just saying.
I want to point out sorcerer's tools is an actual item. It's not a group of people.
Yes, I know, but I'm deliberately making fun of this with Mason, right? It'll be like sorcerer's tools, including people who can't work sorcery.
I lean over.
All I know is that Mason is definitely a sorcerer's tool. So.
Yeah, no, I lean over to Solius, and I'm like, there is a sorcerer's tool here. But unfortunately, I can't figure out how to use it.
I want to light Swan on fire. Can I just light you on fire again? Sorry. So what Mason is putting down is like, I'm going to take this up on the player level. I want you to fund my ventures.
Yeah,
like this whole like, I'm going to like provide you with cash if I feel like it bullshit is going to be done, and you're just going to fund me. You are my piggy bank now. That is the deal.
I think Swan is not going to agree to like unlimited.
I know you're not. Which is
you want a literal blank check.
That is what I mean. Swan is the one person who could write me a blank check with no problem. Which is why I'm making you fight for what you believe here. So why don't you give me a why don't you work your way to that persona point from here?
Okay. Well, let me think of how I want to do this. It might be an interesting time to pick up one of those command roles I need. But I don't. What's your will? I don't think I could fork enough to make it a routine test now. You're at like will 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not good.
So give me like a let's do some haggling then. Why don't we? Should we oppose each other with some haggling? See if you can like talk me down a bit in price.
Haggling.
Sure, that's interesting.
Yeah, we're haggling for services here, basically.
So what's the middle of the road? Like your side is obviously Ronald blank checks you forever and ever.
Yeah, and also plus just like not only I also want to up-topple my area.
Right. Ronald's is he'll provide you sorcerer's tools and try to find a research team for you to help take the load off.
He'll give you
Maybe
a
provide
generous
you with a
grant.
reward. Yeah, a
Generous
grant.
grant.
So the thing is, as long as you keep coming to Swan, you have to tell him what you're doing, which is the important part.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. So you want to be in the loop. Mason can acquiesce to that.
Swan wants to make it clear that you need him as much, or at least some part of how he needs you.
You know what?
But more importantly,
that is outside the scope of this role because
it might be outside the scope of the role, but it is quite literally true given the state of your finances.
My finances are doing wonderfully. I don't need you at all.
Well, I mean, if you want to go buy an Ob 6 Sorcerer's Tools, be my guest.
No. But, if I need something enough, who says I'm going to buy it? But, yeah, there are things you can't...
where you'd get Sorcerer's Tools. You're the only person in the country that could use magic.
Exactly. That's the point, right? So, anyway, I'm okay with that. So, my offer is you blank check me, and we're now going to haggle. If you succeed, you can get me down to you will provide me with sorcerer's tools. You didn't say anything about the area, so I assume you're still gonna octuple my land.
I don't think Swan cares so much about the land. I mean, octupling 3 just turns it into what? 24?
Yeah.
24 square miles out of like hundreds and hundreds of square miles is fine.
Yes.
Works. Yeah.
Literally
it's a lot of land from Mason's perspective, right? But that's the point, is you're giving me an awful lot of awful lot of privacy.
Ronald has houses bigger than that, probably.
Yes. That means probably not. But
he has an estate that's a whole fucking county.
Yeah, you have an estate which is significantly smaller.
Hundreds of homes.
Millions.
Thousands, not millions, but
I have billions of people.
You know what? Instead of being so vague about me, like you should octuple my area, I will just give you like a more abstract measurement that matches the medieval fiction. You will give me an honor.
I don't know what that means.
An honor is, I think, like a large barony.
No, you know what? I'm saying no to that because you're the kind of guy that's like, also an honor comes with 6 different other things, Swan. And I'm like, no. You're going to get the land that you've asked for and not these other things that you think you're going to trick me into.
That sounds completely reasonable.
The land, man. The land.
Okay, let me just put this. So I think I'm suggesting
okay, well now, I don't want to make you a noble. That's
no. I don't want the title. I want the land. I don't subscribe to your idea of authority. So
yeah, and yet you come here asking for my money.
Exactly right. It's just you are presently to Mason a method of avoiding inconvenience. So that is what I'm asking for. So
honor is a feudal barony consisting of dozens to hundreds of manors.
Yes.
No.
Well, okay. So let's haggle over that. Let's haggle over that. Then.
I walk away from that one.
Okay, then let's dial it down a bit.
I knew that shit. I knew that you were going to try to sneak that shit by me. Nope.
Yeah.
Which you're like, I would like dozens to hundreds of houses to look over. Ronald just laughs and walks away.
All right,
and puts his arm around Sulius and is like, tell me about these carpenters that we can gather. I'm looking for the best.
So curious, yeah. So what does this mean, like, to you, right? Are you still gonna engage me about the haggling thing, or are you?
No, I mean, if one end of the haggle is you get your own major barony, that you're responsible for. I mean, Swan doesn't believe that you have the responsibility to do that. People are gonna die on your watch.
Well, that doesn't matter.
You're gonna be like, food? You don't need food. You need to go out in the forest and find it. It's all around us.
Let me put this to you.
Let me put this to you. Cats, and you're like, no, leave the cats. They're fine. They're not evil.
Let me put this to you. You can trade me right now. Like you have your vision, your dream.
It's not happening.
The one person that could help you.
I'm already gone.
And all you have to do is sell me a couple of hundreds of lives.
It's not happening.
Okay. Well, I'm just asking how much you want to fight for that belief.
It's not enough to consign hundreds of people to your rulership.
As you wish.
Sulius, what can we do about arranging skilled craftsmen?
I plan to draft an edict to bring in these craftsmen and faithful professionals All we shall need is help from your Radiance in funding these things. But first, I believe we need to bring them to Brevoy, or more importantly, to the Stolen Lands.
Ah, what I spoke of earlier, gathering those from around the globe and bringing them to us.
Yes. First, we shall bring them here, then we shall show them that Abadar has blessed this place with flowing currency. And
Yes,
that all
yes.
they shall wish for, they shall have.
And that's great, but I need the people who are here now to begin construction work now.
But of course, Your Radiance, these edicts will go out all over the country and all over the world. Surely the carpenters of Brevoy will not spurn your gold nor your providence.
Fantastic. Then in 1 week's time, I'll schedule the speech.
Excellent. I shall get to work drafting an edict. I have already put under my employ Gavril the Bard, one of the men that you gathered. He shall be most useful.
He's your mentor, right? Or not mentor, but your
writing teacher.
Your writing teacher is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yes. Okay. I just want to make sure we have the right one in mind. Okay. Perfect. Cool. So do you want to start making a test on that for now?
Yeah, we can do that test maybe and then go into break or something because we are close to the top of the hour.
I would like to throw another roll after that test if it's possible.
Yeah, that's fair. So here's what I'm going to say, because we know we have a hard stop at in 1 hour, and we still got to do XP and stuff like that. Let's just play through.
Okay.
All right.
That's totally
if that's okay.
I might have to run to the bathroom, but that's totally
fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. So let's do this. So you want to put out word to people. And to attract their
to write I'm like
oh, you want to do the writing test to make the supplies for it, essentially? A link. You want to link it?
So what I was looking to do was basically use the writing test to send out this edict. That way, when Swan wants to go make his oratory test, there are people.
That's fair. So you're saying the most important part of this test isn't reaching out to people; it's your message that you're writing. Okay, I like that.
Right,
I'm cool with that.
It's basically like these, like in 2 months' time, some guy is gonna get off a ship in like the other side of the world and be like, oh, some guy in Brevoy is like summoning all of like the faithful people of Abadar. Like maybe I should go over there.
I heard that there's a crusade.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. What could go wrong?
So I don't have composition. So what kind of ob am I looking at here?
See, what's funny is that this could be the opposite. Is that someone finds out, they're like, you would be great to go fight at the what's the name of the hole in the ground where the demons come out of? The World Wound.
The World Wound.
They're just going to conscript you to that.
You would be
great. You'd be great on those front lines. Yeah. Let me look up the ob for this. Composition, right?
Yeah, I can try to find the page here with you.
I almost have it. It's not carving. This is an editorial, so it's ob 3.
All right. So
right, you're writing a letter. You're writing a wide-reaching expose,
sure.
Trying to convince people. So I would allow forking rhetoric.
Well, I don't have composition, so I got to roll.
Oh, never mind. So you're just beginner's lucking it. It's will perception skill together.
So I'll choose to roll perception. But my question is, am I getting help from Gavril? Because he could help with if he has the composition skill.
Yeah, he helps with instructor, right?
Well, he would help with composition in this case because he's not actually. I mean, I guess it could be either, right?
Here's a question for you. I feel like halfway through writing this thing, it's like the first couple drafts are pretty horrible. Gavril's like, why don't I write it?
Oh.
So what's more important to you? The actual message getting out and it being good, or you actually writing it for the test? What's more important to you?
Is he going to be your Alexander Hamilton, George Washington?
This is part a question for you as a player, also as from Sulis's perspective. If this is something that he needs to actually write,
that's what I'm trying to decide. I'm like,
and so I'm offering you that bargain.
So here's the thing. I'm looking at these beliefs, and both of them seem to point to the, like, not like the doing it himself, right? It's like, I shall ensure that our colonists include faithful and skilled professionals, and I must make use of the teacher I found. Doctrine cannot wait. So I'm thinking that, like, if he suggests it, maybe I would let him, and I would, like, just try to help him.
Yeah.
But that's not I won't ever learn how to write that way, which is
No, you won't.
But
who needs to write if you have someone who can write?
Yeah, I think like, you know, I have a, you know, each person in their place, you know, each tool for their for its purpose.
So Gavro's gonna do it.
Sure, yeah, I'll help him with, like, maybe I'm, like, helping him by, like, it's like I have really hard time, like, putting my thoughts onto the page, and then as soon as, like, Gavro's the one doing it and I'm, like, just, like, speaking and, like, orating instead of writing, I'm able to actually help him, maybe. If you'll take that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of all of the additional wises he has. And distribution wise. So 10 dice. Phew, just got it. Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. He's got it. So he writes it up, and I think we just see the scene of after he's like, take a look at this. And it's like really good, right?
Yeah.
And we just see you. We don't see the words, we just see you reading it, like nodding with approval. And he's like,
Sweet
yeah,
stuff.
nailed it. Right. Perfect.
And actually, this is interesting because, like, by listening to his advice and, like, speaking the part instead of writing the part, I actually got better at oratory as well. So I think that's pretty fitting.
Awesome. All right. So what do we get a snippet of what that edict sounds like?
That's a good question.
No, I mean, like, it's just it's be it so known. You know, the prophet is looking for blah blah blah. You know, it's pretty standard press release.
Edict for the settlement of
It's very
the
press
South.
release. Yeah, it's very press releasey.
Of the faithful, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Whereas at the summer council held for the collective realms of Brevoy and in council with the gods in the Duchy of Rogavia, blah 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 blah.
I like
blah,
your
blah.
posh accent, by the way. While
I
you're
feel
doing
like
that.
you're the guy that does the introductions for the king in
Yeah,
Witcher
it's just that
3.
it's incredibly posh. So I'm saying his accent was incredibly posh.
He's like, the emperor who dances upon the graves of his enemies.
The gentleman will take one step forward and he will
Seems
bow.
so dumb.
No,
Yeah.
the gentleman will not speak unless spoken to.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's setting you up there,
All right.
Count Ronald.
You want
That's
to be
what
in
we wanna
attendance,
jump
my
into.
friend?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely helping hear ye for you.
So one part of this specifically is about setting up a culture. And so Ronald's showing up in his new outfit. It's all like black silk clothing with his
Where are
swan
you?
crest.
Exactly. Are you
I
in your
feel like
office?
we're-
Or are you?
No, I feel like we're outside the city. I want it to be kind of like a giant bonfire event, like a concert, you know, with an erected stage that Swan can speak down to people on, and everybody's standing at like different bonfires.
So this is for like this is for
This is to get
your-
the carpenters and the technical experts and logger bosses and just
This
people who can make things, engineers.
the
and I
edict to
wanna set
attract
up-
the people for what the new nation or your dragon ships.
Both. But the
Okay.
important part here is my intent is to establish a culture of kind of mystical excellence and tie things towards, you know, like, we're all dragons. Don't worry, the speech will explain it later. But I want people to just like get behind these ideas and be like, yeah, we are that thing that he said we are.
Interesting.
Okay, so this is like a rousing this is an oratory
yeah.
test, right?
Yes, exactly. So
And your intention is to get them to believe with. Do you want all these people to come with you to the stolen lands, or just what's exactly your intention?
not necessarily all the people, but like enough people to get my needs done. You know, I don't
Okay.
want to take
Okay.
every carpenter in Brevoy right before we rebuild a castle. But
You
I
just
would
need
like
to have the specialist to start settling it.
yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like a large portion of them to be inspired to come south. So more than just be like, okay, I'm going south. I want them to be like, oh fuck yeah, the south is going to be great.
Cool. All right, I see this. A consequence to failure is that you do have people who are zealous, but then you have their managers or like guilds people who aren't too happy about these people wanting to leave.
Yeah,
And want to make and have to make deals with them essentially.
Course,
It's the
yeah.
I
consequence
want
to failure.
I want to suggest this other thing too
Oh,
that I
boy.
teased Sam with because
So,
I teased Sam a lot when he mentioned this. So-
I think this is an op 5.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah, 5. I think 5's fair. To uproot someone to like want to like leave their place is probably a 5.
Seems to good.
What are you bringing in, Daniel?
So I wanted to suggest that maybe a lot of the people who flock to your banner are sinners who expect to be forgiven for their crimes, right? In the benevolence of Abadar, being like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
that's a better way of
Lordy Lord,
putting
we can do this," and like these are basically awful people, like who are like weak of soul and so on, who've come here for absolution.
It's the Night's Watch problem.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a suggestion for me because I teased
Yeah.
Sam with it, so I didn't want to not mention it.
Yep.
All right. Because I didn't know I was going to do this. I don't have a speech written and ready.
That's
So
okay.
I'm going to have to go on the fly. I probably won't like say the whole speech out, but I'll touch in on specific concepts if that's okay. I'm
Sure.
looking
You
at
don't
Eric.
have-
Sure. Yeah, that's fine with
Okay.
me.
So, you know, it's a rousing introduction of Swan, just like getting up on stage and doing his normal showmanship thing, and being like, I am Marquis Ronald Swan.
Woo!
I'm sure you have heard of me. My name has spread far and wide across Beverly and beyond, and I am the chosen one of Abadar. I came south to the stolen lands, looking for wanted men, and now I find myself wanting men to help settle it. Men and women. Anyone that can be spared. Because this is a place that will be the future of not just this country, this kingdom, but of the entire world. There is a storm coming, a dark storm, to sweep aside civilization. And we must stand in front of it and create a wall. Together, we can make that wall, you and I. Through the bonds of the Church of Abadar, we'll make this wall, not just with our hands, but with our spirits. Come with me south to the land of Golden Dragon. Any who come, your earthly sins will be forgiven by the prophet. He will pardon away these things that you have done in life that Abadar has seen you do. I will ask Abadar for your forgiveness. You okay there, Sam? You got a little twitch there.
We're
I was
cracking
just-
we're
I
cracking
was
up at what
laughing
Darren said in chat.
at what Darren put in chat.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna keep going.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Those in need of spiritual absolution will be forgiven, and the heart of a golden dragon will be placed in your soul instead. Together we will form an enormous country of dragons, and we shall fly into the sky on the wings of these dragons. Come with me now to this place at this time, for yourself, for your families, for your country, for your souls, for the world itself. For we shall make great and terrible things that men will speak of in 1,000 years, things that will persist long past us. And we will do it because it is right. We go to the sky, not because it is easy, but because it is difficult. But it is possible. I have seen it in my dreams. Abadar has directed us to this place, here and now. join me. And then I want like bards in the crowd to like throw stuff in the fire so they all roar up.
Yeah.
Woo! Yay!
Technically, it's aluminum powder, but
Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
All right,
so
I'm gonna go look
cool,
at chat
Ronald.
that's the shit that conflagrated the Hindenburg.
now.
I wanna help with. What kind of help would you like, AP?
I feel like if you want to come suasion people, and I'm trying to set you up for the partner trait. I wanted to give it to you last trait boat, but I set it on Zealous instead because you were getting kind of in that direction.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see some pardoning out of you.
So in that case, like as like Swan like puts up the cry, Aurelius like joins his voice and you know like shouts to the crowd, join us, join the chosen one and be saved.
All right.
All right.
Okay, make the test. You got the ob,
I want to talk about
and you know what failure is.
What was the odd, by the way? Just
5.
Oh, cool. I'll get a difficult test.
I would
I've
like to
settled on 5. I mean, I'm pretty much eyeballing that one right there. But I feel like convincing a significant number of people to the uproot is a 5.
Yeah, that makes sense. We're trying to start a crusade.
It's more than the will of the crowd, is what I'm trying to get at, right? Yeah.
Can I fork persuasion?
Why?
Looking a little weird there. I mean, that's literally what I'm trying to do: convince people that this is their best interest.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
but
what oratory. That's what
oratory
oratory. That is what oratory
All right.
is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Very well. I would like to fork administration.
No, or why? I don't want to say no. I want to know why.
I mean, I'm literally trying to get these people in my literal administration. I'm like, here's this really cool thing we're about to do. I'm gonna make this society for people like you.
yeah,
I don't
but that's
feel
like you can't use sword to as a fork for like recruiting people into an army. Like I don't see how administrating is recruiting people using administration into recruiting for an
I mean,
administration
I feel like
position.
if you were using sword
You know what I mean?
in a speech to recruit sword people to the best sword army in the entire world, wouldn't be too remiss. But what
Yeah, but you're not hiring bureaucrats though.
So how about this? I think maybe
Yeah.
I mean,
you're hiring
administration
carpenters.
covers guilds and such.
So I think maybe it's fair to say no administration, but I will say that persuasion is literally listed under the forks for oratory. So maybe persuasion and not administration.
Okay.
Persuasion could be applicable if there is like a case for it. What is the quid pro quo?
I mean, what case do I need to make for it?
I don't know.
Persuasion usually means you give something in return. It's normally
I don't
like
know
Or
that
it's
that's
in their
true.
best
That's
interest as
yeah,
well.
it's in your best
I mean, that is the case.
Well, that is what you're giving in return, is that you get what's best for you. Let's
Right.
do what I say, and you actually get what's best for you. It's usually
Stick
what
with
it is.
me, and you'll never go hungry again.
Well, what
know.
I'm saying is I feel like Swan already did that. Right? He's like, we're headed south. This is something like you come with me, we're gonna be flying in the sky. The rivers are gonna be paved in gold. Like
Also,
But is that what's in
also
their best interest?
In fairness here,
I was like,
AP just improved a speech,
Yeah.
but he's not obliged to speak the part of his character. So Swan might have some proficiencies and inclusions that
I
we
hope so.
don't
Yeah.
like necessarily see on
Okay.
screen all the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
So-
Okay. All right, I'll give you persuasion, but not administration.
All right. So when I fork for myself and it's at 7, do I get 2 dice?
7 for fork and 5 for help.
Okay.
So
All right.
5 or more, you give 2 helping dice. 7 or more, you give 2 forking dice.
I would also like to fork peasant wise
Yep.
and court wise.
I'm not sure
I'm
about
inviting
court-wise.
them to join my court for a specific project. This is literally patronage.
You are not inviting them to join your court, though,
I
right?
not insofar as I'm like, all right, cool, but I'm like, hey, look, we got this guy named Leonardo da Vinci. I need you to work with him.
I'm not
Leonardo da Vinci.
letting
All
you
right,
have court-wise.
very well. I get 3, 4, 5 assistance dice.
I was about to
Yeah,
say
that's you.
the 2 I give you.
Jesus,
Ace
I don't
this
know.
AP.
I think I want to use my last persuasion on, or my last persona on this.
Well, you'll earn it back, right?
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
I don't
Maybe.
want to cyclical it.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe-
sorry. I'm sure. Like, I'm trying to be more stingy with help and seeing
It's
how
fine.
help gets reflected.
That's fair.
Watch the last part of the episode is that Eric's like, and you get jumped and you die. You're stabbed by an.
No, I already told you what failure is.
No. I mean, like literally,
Oh.
now that I don't have any persona, you're gonna Adam Cobra me and be like, and.
Oh no, I already have.
Oh, wonderful!
I already have
All
something
right.
in the works.
Here we go.
The Mannings are looking through you like through a crosshair
No.
at you right now.
No, it's actually Chiliax, but that's fine.
All right.
Chiliax uncovering what happened is definitely a clock that I'm working with.
Okay, I'll take that.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Nice. There you go. See, that's easy. You got that.
Crushed.
And I faded it, but I got nothing out of it. So one here, one here.
Well, you
Good
still
shit.
succeed with a double margin of success, so you could add some embellishment if you wanted to.
I mean, I hope that the embellishment is that everybody's like, yeah, we're going south, and I'm bringing my
Yeah.
kids with me, and yeah.
It is.
So it's not just like a susurration of agreement. It's like, yeah, this is awesome. This sounds like a
Yes.
great idea.
So what? So like, how many? What's like the rough number of people are we looking at here that is coming with you?
I mean, kind of hundreds.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of this because in terms
These
of
aren't-
obstacles
I mean,
of like
these guys aren't
establishing
necessarily,
houses for hundreds of people rather than dozens, right?
Right,
like
exactly.
is certainly a different obstacle. So I'm just trying to think of this going down in the future when we start doing that stuff. I want to get
So let
an
me say this,
idea
Eric.
of the scale of our efforts.
So
We have
that works for me.
thousands of soldiers, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I want to have hundreds of like skilled carpenters and engineers and architects. So when we get south, we aren't just setting up homes for like 5 people. We're going to like build a castle for hundreds and hundreds of people. Like thousands of faithful flocking over is the Swan dream. Whether that happens or not, I don't care. But it's like we're playing SimCity and I've got infinite dollars on. That doesn't mean that people are going to come to my mismanaged city, but it does mean that I'm going to have 5 nuclear reactors to start out with.
I feel like
That's a really good analogy.
My own take on this is like what you've done here in terms of the mechanics interaction with fiction is you have set yourself up to be able to make some rolls when you get down south that you would not otherwise be able to make without doing some legwork.
I was just
Sounds
about
good
to
to
say, I'm wondering if maybe we just set ourselves up to make a roll to create an affiliation. Like a 2-die affiliation potentially. Just simply
Of what?
the Swan Craftsman Guild or what have you. I mean,
So
like that way when the time comes and we're like, shit, the water is poisonous. We need to have somebody who knows how to create a water purification system. Shit, let's roll a circles roll. Oh, we have an affiliation with the best craftsman.
Yeah, with the whatever the country is called, League of Engineers, right? Like,
Perfect.
That's what it seems like to me, but
we could totally like we have set ourselves up to be able to do that in the future. I feel like this is very good. All right.
Okay.
awesome sauce. I have, I think, one more thing.
Likewise.
So you want to go first? Because I think I've taken care of a lot more than some people have.
I'm okay with it. This could be like what Mason is doing while you're having this little campfire.
That's good. Yeah.
So
probably maybe 2 significant more tests. I feel like
all right.
for this session before we do experience, so we are sure to end before 3.
I appreciate.
So we join. Mason would be while this is happening in the crypt of the dead dragon, and we see in the crypt is like it's changed since last we saw it. It was just this dank, dusty tomb that hadn't been seen in forever. Now there's little wicker fetishes hanging there, and Mason has put down candles and stuff, and basically made a shrine out of the tomb. Because they feel like they should be here because this little sweet baby dragon just died and has been here alone except for with the corpse of its handler and forever. So Mason kind of feels like a need to be here with it, also because it's a deeply fascinating creature. And so is like making a kind of spiritual apology by making a shrine of it. So that's what we see when we come in on it, and they're like unwrapping a dusty tome that they extracted from the ruins of the North Tower.
Okay.
And I want to basically commence some research into what secrets Landon Orlovsky hid, because he was in council with Coral the Conqueror. He was a confidant to Coral the Conqueror, and so he's one of the people I named when I initially asked who are the persons of note in the Vanishing.
Yes.
So I would like to dive into who he is, because now I have finished researching Yvanan the Red.
Okay. Perfect.
Once he's done, it's Rylot Swan.
All right. So this is gonna be like what, obscure history?
Yeah. What I figured research, because I'm researching what is in a book. I'm not recalling, or I don't know. It's your call on this one. So I will take obscure history. Absolutely, get some complications going.
I think obscure history would make the most sense, right?
Sweet. I'll take it.
You could link it with research, right? Like, if you want to do a research test to give you an advantage, and then add that to the obscure history test, would make more sense.
Hell yeah,
to do both of those, right? Because like that's why you have the books and stuff like that. Well, actually, no, that's not. You're not guaranteed to have those books anymore, my dude. Your tower fell.
I know.
So, you actually, how are you researching this? Is the question.
Are
you scavenging to find whatever was left over from the place?
Yes, I will totally do that. I will.
So you're not researching. I will give you the book if you could give a successful scavenge test to have.
If I can scavenge, I can make a linked research test. How about that?
So you do a scavenge to a research to an obscure history is the idea that we're doing here for obstacles. Sure, that's no problem. Okay,
let's
so let's try to scavenge. So you're looking for consequence. Okay, let's think of a failure condition for this. I know it's gonna. No. The possible consequence of this is that you're gonna get. You have to do some sort of like strength test to like move a bunch of like rush and stones and shit. Right.
Great idea. Yep. I'll take that.
This looks like it's gonna be really hard.
Yeah, you're looking for literally a needle in a haystack.
Yep.
So
let's do it. And I like that. I like that how you you tie the failure condition into making another test. So
let's go ahead and let's start scavenging around, right? So you need to get a hard to find item. Ob 4.
Where objects are books. Yeah.
It's not. I think technically it's hard to find. Technically, I think it's Ob 3.
I agree. I agree, because books is listed under the next one up, but I think like in a tower that we know had books. Exactly
is why I'm reducing it, and so it's this. All right,
cool.
So you go through the rubble looking for this stuff. Yeah.
I was just keeping the obstacle the same way and giving me advantage, because I think that's what the game would want us to do.
Sure.
But I don't.
Okay. Yeah. No. That's a better one. So it's Ob 4, but you have a die advantage to this. So yeah. So you're looking through, trying to find wherever the remnants are of your libraries, of your books.
Yeah. Okay. I am gonna roll with. There we go. Yes, the game is sentient. AP.
Are you going to ask for help? Okay.
Nope. And I mean, if I can get 5 successes on that one die, let's see if I can get 5 successes. Yeah. Nope, just 1. All right,
okay.
So that's not sufficient.
All right. Can you give me a let's see, what would be the more relevant one? The strength. I think it's a power. I think it's actually a power. You have to move these stones out of the way.
Let's do some power.
Yeah, right. Like you see where like the majority of your library fell, but it's like in the greatest bit of the rubble of the chunks of the tower, and like there's this big stone in the way. And if you can just remove that one big stone, you might be able to access and reach the shelf that you can see.
Hell yeah! What's the ob?
Boy, I don't know. What's an appropriate ob for that? 3, my guess. Like it's when in doubt, 3.
When in doubt, yeah.
So it's
when in doubt, 3.
Power 3, right?
I'll take my time doing that too. I like the way I take my time doing it is so like I leverage something under it and try and enrich. And
so we see that classic anime of you like trying different angles of it, feeling like,
yeah.
And
there we go. I failed to do so. I should have asked you what the failure condition was.
Boy, I think it'd be more. What would be a good conditional success, guys?
I know exactly what the condition I would
Is it
impose
that
but
you
I'm a really mean GM?
would it be? I think that the question is that you do it, but it's precarious, and that should you so the next test.
What I would say is either.
What do you think?
It's you get the book, or either you leave the book, or you get the book, but you're trapped under the rock.
I'm way better with tetanus, man.
No, see,
I mean,
I
if
definitely
he's
like.
trapped in a castle where no one's going to check on Mason for a while, they could literally die off of this.
No,
That's
it's not
the
the trap,
choice.
but see, there's no condition. I can't
was-
give you exhausted. Like I can't give you
What-
tired and keep moving on.
What if I wedge, like I leverage the stone off of the book, but in doing so I break my staff, so I lose some gear.
What's important about the staff?
It's equipment. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's equipment, and aren't you wearing your new clothes?
no, I'm not.
Can't
Definitely
you just
not.
go pick a staff up off the ground?
I mean, a staff is not a stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I will allow that. I would certainly allow that. I was thinking there's no way I could like show you being completely tired out from doing that, failing a power test, but that's fine. Let's do that. So yeah, you end up breaking your staff, leveraging the stone out of the way. All right. So you were able to grab a handful of books out of this rubble, and
Wonderful.
you just hope that some of these ones are some of the relevant passages that you have. Right.
Yeah.
Would it be fair to say that because you failed that power test, maybe that you weren't able to access that you broke your staff, you weren't able to access the full retinue of books, and so you only can grab a couple. So perhaps this research test is at a minus disadvantage.
Yes,
but you have the books.
Totally
I think that's perfect. I think that's a better way of putting it that way.
I'm at a +1 obstacle.
Yeah, +1 obstacle. Exactly, because you were only able to reach. You were able to move the rock not as far as you wanted. Was your stick broke? You grabbed as many books as you could. Not all of them that are clearly still in the rubble, but you guys make do with what you got. So that works for me.
I'll do it. All right. So in that case, I shall make a research test. I am gonna fork astrology. I am gonna fork Great Masters Wise. I am gonna fork history. I am gonna fork read.
These are all relevant. Yep. And
I think that's it.
Research is probably okay. Research.
Oh, and secrets wise, of course, secrets wise.
Deciphering monograph about an obscure subject. 4.
All right.
You're just stacking up disadvantage for this.
There you go. There you go.
Well, no, it's an ob 5 test. Remember, because it's +1 ob.
All right.
So you have to fate
let's
that.
See if I can do
what's
this.
the consequences of failure?
The consequence of failure?
I mean, honestly, like fictionally, the B one is that the book you want is still in there, and you have to figure out another way of getting in there.
All right, so I can either just make the obscure history test, or I can. Dive into
it would
more
be
stuff.
it's that you need to see it's like see this other book, right? See like Chronicles of the Journey Keepers Volume 4, and you're like at the end of Volume 3, and you're like shit. You know what I mean? It was like and then we cut over to the rubble, and you see Volume 4 like still in the rubble. It's like the one right out of reach that you couldn't grab.
Let's do it. All right, so swing. There you go.
Hey,
Success.
perfect. Okay, so that's so you have it. So you actually so you look through and maybe in the marginalia, he mentions another book that you had here that has the relevant information. Okay,
sweet.
But you don't you don't gain a die. There's no like advantage or anything like that. You're just able to make this obscure history test, right? Not at disadvantage.
I would argue that I will not I can't give the helping dice that I would give from having a piece of written instruction, but I think I should be advantaged for having the written reference.
If it was
how do you guys think about that? What do you think about that?
Well,
I'm not sure
if it was a linked test or not. If we're calling it a linked test, you specifically matched and did not exceed the obstacles.
That's my logic. That is a linked test.
Then if we run it as a linked test, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
Of course, I could still I could lobby for
good.
like a positional advantage.
So this is local. This is local history.
All right.
This is
local.
This is an obscure. This is an obscure figure in history.
All right. Let's do it then. So
obscure figure in history. Ob 4.
All right.
Failure.
Consequence of failure is I didn't think about that.
I'm sorry. I just
That's fine.
I jumped the gun. So something complicated needs to happen. Either the knowledge I find like complicates the issue of finding out what he means, like you need, or need to find like some maybe I need to find a way to like translate a cipher. Maybe it's coded.
Of stuff about Ryloth Swan.
Yeah, I think you just get a coded message. I think the answer is that you get a coded. Like the only thing you're able to do without decoding it is that it's and I think it's an old Orlovsky cipher.
Old code, but it checks out.
No, but you understand. It's something about he's protecting. You know that he is obsessed with protecting some sort of like some damage, some secret. You know he is trying to mitigate an upcoming calamity, and you know that. So that's what you know that about Landon Orlovsky.
All right, let's see. I will uncover the secrets of Landon Orlovsky, and he is possessed with mitigating some kind of calamity.
Yes.
All right.
Again, specifically, he's specifically attacks against the throne. The sovereignty of Regarvia is what he's, that's like all you can get out of the book, and like that's his like MO is that he's threats against the crown.
May I suggest something?
Sure.
The coded parts of his message that I cannot uncover would obviously require some kind of like deciphering key, right? Like it's the kind of like the typical, if you have this like snippet of information, you can decode
that the Orlovskys would have.
Yes, that information is there is an allusion to where it is hidden in the text, and the place it is hidden is on a certain brass pillar in an Eristeel in a Desna temple in the Null Marshes that I initially had a belief about, but didn't go to investigate in the first season.
Why is an Orlovsky secret temple in the middle of Regarvian lands?
Why not?
I'm not gonna go with that one.
All right. Do you have a counter proposition to how I can dive further into this?
Yeah.
I mean, I could try to break the cipher personally, like myself.
I think
be more fun if there's a quest involved.
Yeah, I think you could find the answers that you're looking for in the Valley of Fire.
Oh, delightful.
Which would make more sense.
Right. So there is the decryption is in the Valley of Fire. Okay, cool. I open Obscure History, by the way.
Nice. Cool.
Awesome.
So that's all for Mason. That's all she wrote. I guess Mason spends the rest of the evening, like once they like shut the book, they finish their research, and they snuff the candles of the little shrine, touch the skull of the little dead dragon, and like kind of whisper a farewell, and then they go to the army camp and continue doing their work there. Because they go and do like and hang out with the officers and with Irovetti and Avon like every day.
I don't think Lady Iravetti's there anymore, by the way.
I mean, you were told to go talk to Lady Iravetti.
Oh wait, is that what you're doing? Okay, never mind. So then she's probably still there. But okay. But anyways, we have time for about one more scene, one more test.
Should we give that to Sam? Because I've just had some, and we could do the Irovetti stuff next time.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the one that I had was probably going to be a little longer, but maybe we could just set it up. Because I want to try to get an audience with the Goramites.
Okay. In that case,
the way I have an idea. I think the way
like the 478
fist fight.
No, I want to speak to the government. Basically, I want to be.
The head of the church?
All of the people who
got to speak with Solston the Older.
Yeah, you want to talk... So you're talking to actually Onan Solston's dad.
Super Solston.
So he's... Yeah, I guess if he's the equivalent of their pope.
Yeah.
And so the question is, I mean, if I can just get an audience where I can speak to all of their bishops at the same time, I would do that. But the way I was thinking is maybe I could circle somebody up who could get me an in to such a meeting.
Could be Onan.
Well, I wasn't going to circles up Onan, but I had an idea.
Okay.
Side note here. once you're done doing this, we can cut back to Mason talking to Rovetti, because what I'm about to say does not require a roll at all.
Jesus.
So,
It's a really good chance that you're going to have to do some fighting and get your ass kicked. Like, non-lethally fighting.
yeah,
Sure.
to get into
It's part of
speak to the
Gorum.
Pope of the Goromites.
I mean, how do you not talk to a Gorm without going through some sort of trial and competition?
Right, like to get
Yeah.
in the front door, you got to get in a fist fight, and
Yeah.
then to get further and further back, you have to challenge the Master of Staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So
You're not. Otherwise, you're not worthy to talk
the
to him.
thing, basically, what I would like to do here is I would like to circles up one of the Master Goromite Bowman, the person who first taught Demetrius when Demetrius first started learning the bow when he was a kid. So I was the connection there. Yeah, the circles that we were sharing would be religious, and as well as like I would imagine that this person would have been somehow connected to the Sertova family before joining the Gormite Church.
Okay.
I don't really need them to have any sort of specific disposition to me, other than like the only like specific disposition or knowledge I need them to have is the ability to get me in the door.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like that.
I might actually use my bow skill.
Yeah, and I think the consequence to failure to this would be they are not who they say they are.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. What difficulty am I looking at here?
For the circles test, something like, I mean, based on what you said, my guess is 2 or 3. You want them right now though, so it's probably 3.
Okay, cool. So that's going to be that would be difficult. Do I want the difficult?
Or it's unusual. Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing what happens if I fail, so I'm just not going to fork anything into this and just going to roll it straight up.
Yeah, it's 2 plus 1 is 3, so it's a circles op 3.
Cool. I'm going to spend a persona here. And base up 3. Boom!
Oh, got it. Okay, so you have this archer. What's their name?
Let's generate a name for him.
Right. Well, you never are going to leave the capital. Wait, what? Wait on a second. Are you guys all muted?
Am I mute? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah. Hello, there we go. That was super weird. Everything muted on my end for a second. I
Wow,
like moved
okay.
my cord back and maybe I don't know. Okay. Everything's fine.
The ghost in the machine didn't like you.
Yeah, Zoom like muted everybody.
So
Sorry.
the guy's name is going to be Ivar. What's one of the Sertovan houses that owes us loyalty?
Oh god, there's a bunch.
Yeah. Isn't it like?
Let me get right on that. So Tovan houses, there we go. A Tovan house right here, Dane.
Dane. All right, perfect. Ivar
Ooh.
Dane.
That's a good one.
Cool. And I don't know if you want to play out a scene with him right now, or you want to jump to something.
It's not necessary.
Cool.
Set it up.
We set it up, and obviously, you can meet with them, but there needs to be an ordeal that you have to do to meet with the other person. But obviously, you're gonna have an advantage.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
It'd be
So,
an easier obstacle than if you would have failed. Okay.
So
If
do
you
we
want
wanna
to,
do-
I can deal with Irovetsi.
Yeah, or do we want to do that one more thing, or did we?
We don't have time anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
Mason walks into the barracks, puts on her Trump wig, and is just like, "You're fired," and then leaves.
No, so yeah,
let's
a
do,
test is not needed to deal with Irovetsi. I know exactly what I'm going to
Let's
say.
do
to her.
some so let's do some
Man,
experience,
so
guys.
fucking
Let's wrap up. Let's wrap up with some experience.
We can start with Iravetti next time.
Please don't
Yeah.
mess us up.
Cool. So
Well,
let's calculate
I gave-
Artha.
I gave that to you.
So, beliefs. You get fate for playing your beliefs, right? You're manifesting your beliefs in convincing in manner. Instincts. If you played instincts to get yourselves into difficult situations, you get fate as a reminder. So let's talk about beliefs and instincts. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. I believe I got persona for my first belief of ensuring that we get colonists.
Yes.
I believe
helping Swan. Yeah.
I believe that I got fate for the Gorham stuff.
Working towards it. Yep.
I believe I got persona for figuring out Mason's hidden agenda here.
Why did you complete it?
Interestingly, you totally didn't.
Yeah.
But the goal is what your character is setting out. Your character set out the goal. I will uncover this thing, and you did, right? But you didn't get the thing you the player thought of when you wrote the belief.
Right.
That's fine.
But because
I think it's resolved.
Right, like Aurelius would not be going for this thing anymore.
Yeah.
He thinks
exactly. Thus it's resolved. Thus it's persona.
And then,
agreed.
Last but not least, I think I earned fate because I started working on writing and working with my teacher in a little bit of a different way than I thought, but we're not quite done with that.
No. Yeah, but you worked towards it. You helped on that test, so yeah, fate.
Cool. And then I don't think any of my traits really got us into trouble at all.
No, I don't think so. Ronald or Mason?
I mean, we can end on the wonderful Marquis, so I can go now.
Sure.
So I'm balancing between taking 3 or 2 persona. Thing is, I definitely take persona for my second belief. I have learned what to do to get the thing the gods fear. Now I just need to now the belief needs to evolve and become something else about going to the Valley of Fire.
So fate for your first belief, right?
No, so that's my second. My third belief is definitely also complete. But
yeah, your third belief is persona. Done. Right.
Yeah,
that's about the Ephesian eye and putting the raven to rest. Done. Your second one, the gods have sown the raven for me. I will honor its courage by following its instructions, obtain what even the gods fear. Resolved as well. But your first one, you're in fate for. So fate. So
I'm curious about that. So because what I learned was that in terms of Landon Zlovsky's secret, I don't feel like I should earn persona, but I'm gonna put it out there that I learned that he was trying to prevent an attack on the throne, and that I can learn more in the Valley of Fire. Is that resolved then? Do you count the fact that I need to go out of my way to learn more as it being qualified for resolved?
Yes.
Or is the fact, okay.
You have to go out for it to be completely resolved. I think you have to earn more.
All right.
But that's also might mean that you might want to, if you want to change your belief anyways, that's where the, you just wouldn't earn the persona for that belief. Okay.
All right. So
I just don't think you did. I don't think that's persona enough.
No, also I failed all the tests.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a fate and 2 persona for that.
Yeah.
Always accept a worthy task. I totally did. It didn't get me in trouble per se. Actually, that's not true at all. I did get me in trouble with Aurelius, so I think I should take fate for that. Although I
with you about that whole interaction.
I did. We parted on decent terms, but that was because an effort was put in. The trouble was there. Always lash out before backing down. No. Arrogant. Yeah, I think so. For the same reason that in the conversation with Aurelius, that definitely got me in trouble, and I resolved it. Curious has not gotten me in trouble with Swan yet. I am curious about these dragon ships, but
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. On
that.
I
think that's it. So I'll take 3 fates and 2 persona.
Yeah, that's good.
I would like to take persona for slowing and stalling the government. For my belief to break the Sertovas apart.
Yeah, for sure.
Fate for
persona, I think, for the first one.
Yep. Fate for creating a machine of industry, because I still haven't actually bought the things. I just now am in a position to
buy them. Yeah, for sure.
That's fate. Persona for the gathering of the technical specialists. And
Yes,
that I mean
your
that
orator
belief will be
test.
coming back, but with a different ending sentence, right?
Sure, that makes sense. But that so just because you resolve the tests or resolve the
Right.
basically
Creating a
it's
new
not
society
persona.
is the
You
point of the
resolved
belief.
you
We're
resolved
working on
it. Yeah, you're still technically working on that part, but you got fate because you're working towards that.
Fate for responsibility to the people.
No.
The Mason thing. I was literally not going to consign hundreds of people to Mason's unproven leadership.
I feel like there is
Even
validity
when
to
that could have gotten me exactly what I wanted. In fact, that was the sticking point of the entire argument there.
My input here is that AP should get that. I think that's
Okay.
worth.
All right.
But that's my opinion.
That's fine.
And
I'll give you that.
Had
Yeah, I
anything
agree.
else come up?
Cool.
I got back everything I spent this episode.
Then we did it, guys. We played Burning Wheel today. We burned the
Any
wheels.
any
It's fun.
embodiment?
Oh yeah. Embodiment and mold breaker.
I don't think
thank
the
you.
mold broke particularly.
No mold.
Capturing the mood of the table perfectly, driving the story onward. Mason, I think I'll put you up there.
Thank you.
But it could also be that maybe none of us did.
I
significant way.
liked the scenes I played in. I enjoyed getting back in character, but I'm not the one who should be making the call if that's embodiment worthy. That's the rest of you.
Aurelius is. Oh yeah. No, Aurelius. Yeah, I think maybe both of you should get it today.
Cool.
Yeah, you're. What did you say? You said this one thing. You said the one line with Krushenko at the start of the session. You're like, nah, you're gonna go talk to him or something. You're just like very
The Lord
nonchalant.
needs it, and your God needs it. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. So never mind. Yeah, I think that was pretty good. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Much
Nightbear
appreciated.
Nightbear has you he's in your corner as well. In chat. So
Yeah,
thanks,
Are we
guys.
actually going to be able to play next week?
Should we? Can we?
Hope so.
What's going on next week?
I got nothing.
Oh, Roll20Con. But I think, right? Is that next week?
Yeah, it is.
I should be good.
No, but that's not
we
Sunday.
can
That's
make-
Friday and Saturday, I think. Right? Is Roll20Con?
I think it's
no.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
I
let me
mean,
check.
is that going to stop you
No.
from running?
No. Let me see.
It's
think-
Saturday and Sunday. We will be on at the same time as the Night Witches game.
The only thing, and we can chat about this after. I don't know for sure, but I may be making a hot skip down to Charleston to get ready to move down there.
Sure.
But I will keep you posted because I have no actual
June
plans for that.
24th. Yeah. No, my game's at June on Saturday. So I don't see why we couldn't.
Yeah.
So I think we are. I think we're going to be on. Stay tuned. I'll let you guys know on Twitter as soon as I know for
Awesome.
confirmation. But otherwise, I wanted to get back next week. I don't want to miss any more sessions of this. Like it was too long. This is so good. So I really like what we're doing here. So thank you, chat, for hanging out with us. Thank you guys. Thank you, AP, Wizenful, and Niren. Let's do some shout outs.
Well,
Maybe.
I don't want to wait for my life to be over. So I'd like to tell you that I am Marquis Ronald Swan. And you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube as AP Gaming Real. I used to not do outros until that one guy showed up in that one episode. And
He was
said
like,
he'd
I'm
never
new.
heard.
Yeah.
So just for you, that person that's never heard of me, even though this is episode 20-something, I'm here for you, bud. That's me.
I am Sam, aka Wizened Fool, on Twitch and not Twitter because I don't really use Twitter. Some guy's masquerading as me on Twitter, so don't follow that person. And yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. I always have a blast with this. Yeah, I'm no longer playing on Tuesdays, so this is currently my only role-playing show. So come by next Sunday if you want to see me again.
Yeah. Cool.
Hi everyone, I've been Daniel. You can usually find me on YouTube on youtube.com/charisma2ac, where I play role-playing games with a bunch of other nerds and have a good time of it. You can tune in there if you like in the coming days if you want to catch the finale of our flagship title, A Song of Tara, which is a werewolf game. You can also find me on Twitch at /Naren, where we walk around Morrowind doing interesting quests and storylines, such as taking sweet revenge on an orc that caved our skull in when we were just level 2, and now 5 levels later.
Awesome.
Dead. Also, I'm on Twitter at Daniel Akbas. I'll put it in the chat for everyone to see if you are interested. And yeah, just big dumb nerd hanging out doing big dumb nerd stuff.
Yeah. And I'm EricVulgaris. I do all this stuff here, like Burning Wheel and Burning Crowns. In a couple hours, I'm going to be over in twitch.tv/Henley GMing Mouse Guard. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I love Mouse Guard. Tomorrow, I'm doing a special Mouse Guard one-shot over at Bubbernot's channel.
Ooh,
I'm doing that. So I'm going to do... They've been interested in learning Mouse Guard. And so
Sweet.
what better person to learn Mouse Guard than from me? Or maybe even AP Gaming. So
spread the gospel of the guard.
yes, the
Burning
gospel
Wheel
of Mouse Guard.
HP.
It's so
the guard
good.
prevails.
I love that game. So anyways, that's what we're doing. And then Tuesday, I'm back for some Polaris here on this channel for Once Upon a Game. Wednesday, I'm painting minis. Saturday also is Roll20Con, so I'm doing that too. So yeah, that's my life right now. I have to update my schedule to include now mini painting stuff because now that I have everything set up, I'm ready to commit to it being on the schedule. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, chat. Thank you for everyone here coming over to hang out with us. Once again, thank you to Adam for all of the cool fan art. So that's awesome. So thank you guys
That's
so much.
amazing, dude. Those pictures, man.
Hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll be back next week, hopefully. So see you guys.